really can't
am
wait.
excited. I'm excited about these finals. First time the Golden State Warriors are playing someone other than LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers in their finals run. That's amazing. 5th straight finals, 4 of them were against the same team. So Kawhi Leonard, you think Toronto's going to win, which is, I'm not going to disrespect Toronto, but Golden State's going to win. But I'm intrigued. Especially,
how are you intrigued if you're saying that Golden State's going to win?
I'm picking them in 6.
But, okay.
It's not like I'm picking them in 3.
Okay, well, a lot of people got them in 4.
Honestly, even if I did think they were going to sweep them, here's why I'm intrigued. KD's not playing, at least not initially. I mean, seeing this team without KD, to me, that is an exciting storyline. Can they actually win the championship without Kevin Durant?
This is the thing that's surprising to me. I know we're always what happened yesterday, so we focus in on that. And I'm talking about them beating Portland and winning those 2 games against Houston. People forget that this Warriors team that everybody deems unbeatable struggled against the Clippers, lost 2 home games in Oakland.
Struggling.
That KD,
you're talking about this season.
Yeah, in the playoffs, the start of playoffs, that KD had to rescue. He had 2 monster games after they lost. They lost twice at home to the Clippers with no star.
First of all, that means nothing.
No, it
because
does.
I mean the Boston.
It shows you that they're vulnerable.
No, it doesn't.
Shows you that they
the
can
Boston
be vulnerable.
Celtics. First of all, when they won their last championship in 2008, went 7 in the first and second rounds, and then 6 games with Detroit in the conference finals.
All I'm
they still
saying
won
is
the championship. I actually don't think the Clippers would have given them that much of a battle if KD wasn't there. Because they started playing the ISO ball. They would have been playing the way they are now, and they would have dismantled the Clippers in 4 or 5 games playing that style.
I disagree. I think the Clippers are better than you ever thought they were.
They're a mediocre playoff team.
That's fine.
So now they're great?
I'm not
now
saying
the Clippers
they're
are great?
I like the team when you can play like that without a star. That's all. And you know what?
Play like what? The expectations are low.
Play competitively. Go win.
You're sitting here praising them for getting waxed in the first round.
They didn't get waxed in the first round.
How many games did they get blowout? Rob G, how many of those games were blowouts?
No, they were the ones who came back from
They came back from a 30-point deficit.
30-point deficit on the road where they could have easily rolled over.
So now I'm supposed to praise them because they went 6 games in the first round?
I'm telling you that Golden State is vulnerable.
Yeah, they really look vulnerable to Portland.
Because they could lose at home in the playoffs. That's why I'm saying 6 games.
Okay, so let's play your game, Rob Parker.
Toronto
lost to Orlando in the first game of the playoffs at home. They went 7 with an immature Philadelphia 76ers team. They were down 2-0 to a young, inexperienced Milwaukee team. They're vulnerable.
No, the difference is one team has been to the finals every year. This team had never been to the finals.
And
that's the difference, Chris. Before it was always the last 2 finals, 8-1. 8-1. That's with KD. When you keep bringing up all the stats about their record without KD, let me give you the record with KD. 8-1, including a 4-game sweep of LeBron James. That's with KD. Without KD, they're 7-8 or whatever they've been in the finals.
Actually, without KD,
in the finals,
they're 34.
No, I'm talking about in the finals. Rob G, what's their record in the finals?
It would be
without
KD.
5.
Well, they won. Yeah, they
7
won
6
without him and lost in 7 without
7-6, but they're 8-1 with them. So they're vulnerable. They will lose.
We'll see. Okay.
They will lose.
We got wings on that. But anyway, the point I wanted to get to, and I was having a conversation. I want to give him some credit for it. Just as we talked about this idea came to my mind. Leon, who was on with us last week, we were talking today. He is of the belief that KD should stay in Golden State if they win the championship, even if they win it without him, to go for 4 straight. And and I told this to Leon, I have talked about that early in the season. That was my contention. KD, stay 1 more year in Golden State, go for 4 straight rings. No one else has done it except Bill Russell, Michael Jordan, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Larry Bird. None of them won 4 straight. And I started thinking about it, Rob, and it made me wonder, because I think many people, I believe including you, feel that if KD doesn't play in these finals, and Golden State wins, proving they can win a championship without him, that he has to leave next year. Go somewhere else where you're needed and see if you can lead a team to a championship. But I wonder, it really got me to thinking, if that were to happen where they won the championship this year without KD, he doesn't play, but he stays in Golden State anyway, they win a 4th straight ring. Would the fact that he had done something historic that no one else since Bill Russell has been able to do, and even though it's a stacked team, LeBron had a stacked team in Miami. They didn't win four in a row, not even 3 in a row. Kobe and Shaq were obviously a great team, both of them in their primes, and they couldn't win 4 in a row. Michael Jordan took a break after each three-peat. Larry Bird, Magic's teams were stacked, never won 4 in a row, never even won 3 in a row. Would the fact that Durant would win 4 in a row, and I know Steph would also have 4 in a row and even one more than him overall, but would the fact that he was on a team that won 4 straight, even with him not being in the 3rd one, would that override the narrative of, oh, it was their easy rings, he didn't, they didn't even need him, they won it without him the 3rd year? Would the fact that he did this historic great thing that takes mental and physical toughness be enough to change the narrative on KD?
No, not at all. I don't think he gains anything by staying at Golden State. I think
unless they lose this without
the best scenario is they lose, he goes somewhere else and gets that team to the finals or wins a championship elsewhere.
What if they lose and he stays and then they keep winning?
I still think that he'll always be linked to going to a stacked team. So no matter how much he wins here, that's not going to change a lot of people's opinion. I think what changes people's opinion, is Warriors needed him. They lost. And then he goes somewhere else, and it's not with the stacked team that he had when he went to Golden State that had already won without him. Had Golden State never won a championship before he got there, then I think people look at it differently. He was the guy to put them over the top.
At it differently,
right?
Yeah.
So that's the whole narrative. Sticking around, and I don't think that even a 4 in a row, because people would still discount him and say he wasn't there for 3. That they didn't need him. So not being a part of 3 doesn't help him. They'll say, yeah, he had 4 in a row, but they'll discount the 4 because he didn't play in the one that they won.
So as time goes on, it wouldn't. I don't think so. Wouldn't work out.
I mean, if people didn't watch him play, maybe we'll look at it and just say, "Hey, he won 4 in a row."
10 years from now, maybe they won 4 in a row. And what if he's the Finals MVP in 3 of them?
Yeah, I still don't think it's the same.
Mr. Love for Finals MVP awards.
Well, I mean, if you're giving them out, I'd like to get one. That's all. I don't think it's like the biggest deal, but they're giving it out. So if I'm this greatest player, why wouldn't I want it?
You diss Steph because he doesn't have one.
You know how many
yet.
Michael Jordan has? Let me see.
He's Michael Jordan.
No, stop it, Chris.
Don't compare him to Steph Curry.
Stop.
Who you comparing?
No.
Why are you comparing Steph Curry to Michael Jordan?
Did I mention Steph Curry? I didn't even mention Steph Curry. That's how crazy you are about Steph Curry. Stop it. I didn't mention Steph Curry.
What are you about to say?
No, I said Michael Jordan played in 6 NBA Finals. And you know how many Finals MVPs he won? 6. If they met, they don't matter, but he won all 6 in the 6 that he played.
I never said they don't matter.
Yes, you do.
I'm saying they're not the end-all, be-all.
Dude, 6 for 6?
What has that got to do with what we're talking about?
All I'm talking about is, if we're talking about, you mentioned
Kareem was 2 for 6. Does that take away the other 4?
No, it does.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. When you're talking about the greatest,
there are legitimate people that think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the GOAT.
Not most people.
But just because he has
not most
the
people.
one, we're gonna have Isaiah Thomas on next hour.
Not most people.
The legendary Isaiah Thomas.
That's fine.
He thinks Kareem's the GOAT.
He has an opinion. I have an opinion.
I'm just saying,
good.
But because he
it's
only got
opinion.
2, because he only had 2 Finals MVPs,
an opinion is not math. Why don't you know that?
I don't need you to tell me that.
Opinion is not math. 2 and 2 is 4. That's the only thing we can't debate. Everything else is debatable. Everything.
You have this habit of debating things I'm not even trying to debate. I'm not even bringing up.
You brought up the Finals MVP.
You have a right to your opinion.
You brought up Steph. I didn't bring up Steph.
You brought up Jordan. I didn't bring up Jordan.
You brought up Finals MVPs. That's what you said. You were talking
I
about,
said if
you're
KD
the guy who always worry about Finals MVP.
You
Yes.
are. That's your whole argument against Steph Curry.
not my whole
Apparently, that's why
argument.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's not the GOAT.
He's not the GOAT to me.
Man, what did somebody mess with you this morning?
No, I'm just
Bad
Chris,
day at the office?
No, I'm having a great day at the office. It's called Sports Talk Radio.
All right, so you don't. I'm throwing it out there. I'm a little torn on it. It just makes me wonder because 4 straight championships, that's big. No one else has done it. And that's what I want to know from the callers. Would a 4th straight ring for Kevin Durant next season override him missing these finals and the Warriors winning without him? Override the entire narrative that you went to a team that didn't need you, a stacked team that you got some easy rings. Would that make a difference? Your turn to weigh in 877-99 on Fox. Let's start with Aaron in Tampa. Aaron, what say you?
Thanks for taking my calls, guys.
Yep.
Yes,
my
sir.
favorite curmudgeon, Rob Parker, my man.
Everybody's favorite curmudgeon.
Well, I want to pose this to you. Okay, KD wins his 4th. Now would it change the narrative? If he wins that 4th, he can still go someplace else later after he's done because he's still getting better. He's still young. Rob, would that change your narrative if he wins 4 and then goes someplace else and wins there as
no.
well, too, as the main person?
Because I don't think it's as easy as you think. You're saying this
You mean
year
to win 4?
To win 4, yes, and then say 3 years from now win another one. Like he's not ageless.
It's not going to be easy
That's
when
what I'm saying.
if he leaves this
That's
summer.
what I mean.
Like I got to be honest.
No, but
there's a big part of me that thinks he won't get another ring if he leaves.
But that's
It's
the
a
risk. That's the risk and the reward part.
Right.
That's why
Which
you
is
make
what
that
a lot
move.
of people want to see. You
have to-
challenge yourself.
Yes, you got to try to say to yourself, I can do this on my own, and I'm going to show everybody and win one, and that probably would be the sweetest championship of all. Even better than the first one.
It was like LeBron.
Right.
The Cleveland one was the sweetest.
Was better. Tony in Texas, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Tony?
Yes, I listened to your show. I mean, if I was Kevin Durant, I could care less what people say because what matters is championships. And he's doing it now that he's young. Charles Barkley went with a king. Michael Jordan was one of the smartest guys in endorsement. He took a very low salary so he could have a good team around him all the time. The last 2 years he got paid.
Well,
Karl
Jordan
Malone
didn't
went to
do
the
that.
Lakers.
Jordan didn't do that purposely.
They
It just
were
was the
undercut,
way
right.
things worked out financially. It was just the way
Endorsements,
things worked out.
If I was Kevin Durant, I mean, maybe next year Klay Thompson leaves or maybe Green leaves, and it's just him and Curry. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. The other players are going to want to get paid.
Tony,
Kevin's got his endorsement.
Tony, the only thing I disagree with you is I don't know how much you've paid attention to KD. The guy's a little sensitive. You're saying like you don't care what people
You don't,
think.
but KD does.
KD does. I mean, he's answering guys with 25 followers on Twitter. So
Who
to
are
say,
you?
You know what I mean? To say that I don't care what people say about me, that might be you, Tony, but I don't know if that's KD. So I don't think that really
Let's
fits
go to
in.
Brendan in Massachusetts. You're on with the Odd Couple.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, guys.
What's up? What time does your show come on?
7.
Okay.
Wait, you talk about Odd Couple?
No, your show. You sound like a radio guy. That's all.
Oh, yeah. People have told me I got a radio voice.
You do.
But, yeah, thank you. Well, I'm thinking about going to broadcasting school this year. But anyway, so I'm going to agree with Rob on this one. I think he's got to leave there because there's this whole narrative lingering over his head about how you went to a stacked team. The 4 rings would help a little bit, but at the end of the day, I don't really think that's going to matter. He's got to do it on his own. But also, I'm actually one of the people who's rooting for him, for the Warriors to win without him, because I'm loving the narrative that KD, this whole narrative going that they don't actually need him, and it'll just prove that you went to a stacked team again. And, you know, I'm loving that whole narrative right now.
I'm rooting for that as well. Not because I want KD to be, you know, diminished or anything like that, but it's such to me an exciting storyline of can they do it again without him? And to be honest, they're just more fun to watch. I mean, Steph Curry is just it's just a joy to watch him, in my opinion, without KD. And so we'll see if they can get it done.
I've enjoyed KD the last 2 years in the finals. He's been tremendous.
Let's go to JD in Burbank.
JD.
Yeah, guys.
Go ahead.
Sir. Yeah, man, I think it's out of line for people to demand him to leave. Because, listen, if that was LeBron James that had decided to go to Golden State after they got robbed by the Draymond Green suspension, I don't think people would be saying the same thing.
JD,
Wait.
JD,
Okay,
JD,
what is that, JD?
What are you talking about?
Okay, listen.
So if LeBron,
Golden State got robbed in the NBA Finals like they did by Kiki Vanderway, and they went to LeBron,
JD,
like let's say they weren't playing the Cavs.
I know. I just want
Let's
JD. Hold on. When you say they got robbed, was that Game 7 that Draymond didn't play? I just want to know.
No, it's the pivotal Game 5.
Okay.
It was a pivotal Game 5 that Draymond Green got suspended after the game.
Obviously.
Yeah, no, it's not even that they shouldn't have suspended him. It's that they decided to do it after the game was over.
I get it. I mean? Just make your point. Make your point about LeBron going there.
The point is, if that was, let's say Golden State was playing a different team and lost in the finals, and they got on the phone with LeBron and begged LeBron to come to Golden State, people wouldn't be calling that same narrative for LeBron the way they're trying to call it for KD. They're trying to change the goalposts.
Only because LeBron would have won already without Golden State. And I still think LeBron would have got killed.
LeBron would have got roasted.
Going to that team, any
like a
star
pig.
of that ilk would have got killed. It would have been slightly different maybe because LeBron would have won already.
But they would have got killed.
He would have got
People would have said, "What?"
Because it's the lack of the competition. That's what it is. It's like you're going to the competitor. Marty in Kentucky, you're on with Chris and Rob.
What's up, Chris and Rob?
What's happening, man?
How you?
Not much. I'm good. I'm glad to be talking to you. Now, I agree with Rob because I don't think these days it's almost impossible to change a positive or negative narrative about you because the word polarizing has gotten very popular because nobody wants to budge on a narrative. If they take a stand on a player or a team, everybody sticks to it unless they're just absolutely proven wrong. And even later, when y'all have a guest, you're going to have Isaiah Thomas. He'll never say Jordan's the GREAT, and that's a biased narrative, just like Lambeer gave you because of that history.
Right.
No, I don't disagree with you, Marty. That's a really good point. And when people do have those things, it's hard. It's what we talk about all the time. And people can rip us writers or journalists or sports guys, but the bottom line is, and for the most part, we don't have a horse in the race.
Right.
And when you're a former player, you could say you're objective and all this other stuff, but you've played the game, right? It does affect you, and I think that's why it's hard for them to be honest.